Very good morning to all my dear students. Welcome to St. Angeles Public School Bagpat online economics classes. As you know that we are working from our home. So my dear students, today we are going to discuss new chapter means chapter number 3 agriculture, which is from Indian economy. As you know that in my previous video we have or you can say we have completed chapter number 2 5-year plan in India, but today we are going to discuss chapter number 3 means new chapter agriculture, which is from Indian economy. See, listen carefully before to understand this chapter. Before to understand this chapter means first of all means we will try to understand these definitions. These definitions, because these definitions will help to understand this chapter. Means these definition will help to understand this chapter. So I hope all of you have understood. Means why do we need to study these, we can say why do we need to discuss these definitions, because these definitions will help to understand this chapter. See, first definition is agriculture policy. Agriculture policy, what do you mean by agriculture policy? See, it refers to all those principles. It refers to all those principles, guidelines and programs. Means agriculture policy refers to all those principles, guidelines and programs which form means create, which create the basis of, which create the basis means you can say like platform, which create the platform of agricultural development. So I hope all of you have understood what do you mean by agriculture policy. Agriculture policy refers to all those principles, guidelines and programs which create the platform, of agricultural development. So I hope this is clear. See, next definition, green revolution. See, what do you mean by green revolution? Green revolution refers to the large increase in the production of food grains, due to the introduction of, or you can say like this, due to the use of, or you can say introduction of high yielding variety seeds. See, what do you mean by high yielding varieties? Means HYV seeds program for the first time in 1966. So I hope all of you have understood what do you mean by green revolution. Green revolution refers to the large increase in the production of food grains due to the use of, or you can say due to the introduction of HYV seeds for the first time in 1966. So I hope this definition is also clear. See, next definition. What do you mean by fallowing? See, it is a process of leaving land. As uncultivated for some times. So I hope this is clear. It is a process, means fallowing is a process in which land, or you can say in which living land, or you can say it is a process in which living land as uncultivated for some times, so that fertility of land regain again. Means regenerate. Regain means here regenerate means fertility of land regenerate again. See, it was common It means following process. It means it represents to following. It represents to following, or you can say following process was common process. You can say it was common process among the Indian farmers. Means it was common. It was common means leaving land as uncultivated for sometimes among the farmers, or you can say among the Indian farmers prior to the or you can say before to the launch of HYV technology and the use of chemical fertilizers. It means that first of all, please try to understand what you mean by fallowing. Fallowing is a process in which leaving land as uncultivated for some times so that fertility of land regenerate again. But see, it was common process means leaving land as uncultivated for some times, or you can say process of leaving land as uncultivated for sometimes prior to the, or you can say among the Indian farmers before, or you can say prior to the launch of HYV technology and the use of chemical fertilizers. So I hope all of you have understood this point. But see, after the launch of, you can say after the launch of HYV technology and the use of chemical fertilizers, following process means was finished. Following process was finished. So I hope this is clear. See next, agrarian reform. What do you mean by agrarian reform? See, it refers to various policies. Agrarian reform refers to various policies and programs initiated means started by the government. Initiated means here started by the government in agriculture. It means that you can say like this: agrarian reform relates to agriculture sector. But agrarian reform refers to various policies and programs initiated by, or you can say started by the government in agriculture. What do you mean by this? It includes means agrarian reform includes technical reform and land reform. Or you can say like this: agrarian reform is the combination of technical reform and land reform. So I hope this definition is clear. But see, what do you mean by land reform? See here, what do you mean by land reform? It refers to those institutional reforms which relate to the pattern of land ownership. Means it refers to those institutional reforms which relate to the pattern of land ownership. Land ownership means size of land. Size of land which an individual could own. So I hope this is clear. See next definition: land ceiling. See, what do you mean by ceiling? See, this is marker. Now this is ceiling, and this is floor. This means this is maximum size. See, this is maximum part and this is minimum. So land ceiling means it implies fixation of the maximum size of land. Land ceiling means it implies fixation of the maximum size of land which an individual could own. So I hope all of you have understood what we mean by land ceiling. Land ceiling means it implies fixation of the maximum size of land which